I would love to see this cable TV box and screen before we leave, please, so we can just show people this is what they're talking about. This is what it is. It is not a computer. It is not Ryan's computer. Is there a chance that we can get some sort of visual so people can finally picture what we're talking about?
It's a cable TV box. It is a TV.
So that was Ryan Walters. And if you haven't been following this story about Ryan Walters, you've been missing out. So Ryan Walters is the superintendent of schools in Oklahoma. He was the guy who decided that he was going to put Bibles in every classroom in Oklahoma. Something we realized was that the criteria for the Bibles that he was going to be putting in schools, the only Bibles that met that criteria were the Donald Trump Bibles. And we were like, come on, this is a way for him to try to curry favor from Donald Trump by buying his Bibles and putting them in these classrooms. And he was like, no, that's not what we're going to do. We didn't even know about these Donald Trump Bibles and yada, yada, yada. Then they bought the Donald Trump Bibles, and those are the ones that they're going to be putting in schools. So that's one of the things going on with him. That's the guy he is, in case you didn't know much about him. So right now there's this scandal, basically about members of his board. Somehow they walked into his office when he was in there, and there was pornographic video shown on the screen behind him. And basically they're alleging that's what happened. And I wasn't even going to jump into this too much because it seemed like a lot of hearsay, and I hadn't heard him speak on it or anything like that. But once I saw this interview of the snippet that I showed you before this, I was like, this dude is guilty. I mean, I already knew that for the most part, every Republican allegation is a confession because this guy is front and center in, blaming or saying that drag queens are grooming kids and all this type of stuff. Like, anytime a Republican is front and center and is so, forceful about pushing this, you can pretty much imagine they're into something crazy, right? So at first, when this came out, he was basically saying it was weird. And like this interviewer says, it's so hard to stay up with this story because things keep changing. But it was like he was denying it. And now that denial has changed into like not just denial, but these people are just trying to stop the will of the people of Oklahoma and everything. And this interview was like 15 minutes long. And it's basically him just repeating over and over again the same thing where he has had something written for him that he's going to just kind of recite over and over again. But it was this part of it that made me go, this dude's guilty. She asked him, and this is you could tell this lady's kind of partial to him. So she's trying to let him get his story out there. Like, she's on his side. And she says, can we just see the room, where this TV was? Because he continually says, it's cable TV. What's on your station right now? It's cable TV. Anything could be on cable TV, which is weird because that means that kind of tells you that, okay, so there was something on the television. Now, they're alleging that it may have been hooked up to his devices. He's saying it's not. But he also doesn't really say that when he talks about this investigation that happened. And she's like, so you've turned your devices over? And he's saying, basically saying no, but trying to make it seem like he has. So it's all weird, but it's lies. But this part here, when she asked him to see it, and he looks and he kind of looks over at his handlers. And then she says, well, ask them. And she's like, can he show me the room so I could just be like, hey, there's the television, there's the screen. It's not hooked up to any of his devices. It's just cable or whatever. And just tell me if you don't get from this exactly what I'm getting, which is 100% guilty vibes. Check it out.
And it's absolutely outrageous that people that are supposed to be working for the state of Oklahoma for our kids would peddle that kind of lie to try to disrupt the actions that the people of Oklahoma demanded.
I would love to see this cable TV box and screen before we leave, please, so we can just show people this is what they're talking about. This is what it is. It is not a computer. It is not Ryan's computer. Is there a chance that we can get some sort of visual so people can finally picture what we're talking about?
It's a cable TV box. It is a TV.
Let me ask your folks, just to be like, look, this is what we're talking about here.
I think he's answered the question. Yeah.
So you won't show us the room? Because that's the other thing is, did this happen in your office?
Office.
It's not his private office, just a private office?
It's his private office.
His private office. Okay, because that's the other thing is, the stories, it is so hard to keep track, and that's why I'm so glad I'm getting this. This was in Ryan Walters' private office. He says it was a TV connected only to a cable box. This is not like an internet type situation. Is that what I'm
It
hearing?
was
So-
a cable.
I think he's covered in great detail.
I just want to make sure I have it right.
So,
But we're unable to see that. Or
Wendy, I've told you, this is an outrageous lie. The media has run with lies from board members with a political agenda that is now proven to be false by both two independent groups. This is outrageous, and we should be asking what the governor's involvement was. Does he stand by board members that have peddled the worst lie and scandal in Oklahoma? And we will continue to push back against any kind of lie, any kind of attack on the people of Oklahoma.
but you won't show us the screen.
I just told you, it's a TV, Wendy. It is a TV set.
We'd like to see it, so that's disappointing. But I can't think of any other questions.
And listen, I'm telling you right now, the guy was basically regurgitating a prepared statement over and over and over again. And that's what he was going to say no matter what she asked. At the beginning, she asked him, walk me through what happened. She wants to know, what did they walk in on? And he just gives her this prepared statement, which is they're trying to smear my name and disrupt the will of the people in Oklahoma. No, she didn't ask you that. She said, walk me through what happens. But then when she just said, why can't I see the room? I'm assuming his office is somehow set up like this hotel room I'm in right now. Maybe the television was behind him. It's weird to me the guy would be sitting in his office like while people were around viewing this stuff. But this guy is a weird dude. And not to mention so that's weird, right? Did you get that from it as well? I'm just saying, it's weird that he was like, it's just cable TV. And then he had to ask these people, and they're like, I think he answered the question for you. I think he's pretty thorough in that. Why does he need handlers to help him answer questions? That's weird. But here's an even weirder thing. This isn't the first time something like this has happened. 2 years ago, the guy sent emailed the video to people, and he's like, this is what's being shown in our school. And they're like, where'd you get this from? If I sent some video and said, this is being shown in our school, and people were like, where is it being shown? And you can't tell them where. And then they're like, where'd you get this video? And you can't tell them that either. Dude, something's fishy about that. So the dude sends videos, and basically they're like, where'd you get this? And all I can assume is this is things that this guy views on his own time. And he decided, I'm going to show this to these members of this board so they know what's going on in our schools. And they were all confused by it. And you're talking about Republicans and Democrats. And let's be clear here. When he talks about the governor of Oklahoma being in on this, that governor is a Republican. That same governor went to bat for him when he sent those pornographic videos to the members of his board. Roll it. Here's the video of that.
The members of the committee continue to ask for specifics about where these might be found. And we continue to get runaround from the superintendent.
It's not an I got you deal. Come talk to us. If there is a problem, bring the proof. Show us that this is a rampant problem in Oklahoma.
State lawmakers on both sides of the aisle continue to call for proof of what Ryan Walters claims is being made available to students in the state.
The media messaging it's hilarious that in one message they say there's no pornography, but there was. Now they think it's out, but now they think it's in, but it's just in a few areas.
On Thursday, Walters sent an email containing graphic drawings from what appears to be a graphic novel. We can't show the images due to their nature, but Walters claims they continue to sit on shelves in schools in Oklahoma. In recent months, some districts have removed books off of shelves, but State Rep Mark McBride, the education budget chair for the House, says he needs evidence of this being a truly widespread issue.
If they are a problem, we want to address them.
During his weekly press conference this morning, Governor Kevin Stitt was asked about the superintendent's rhetoric, Stitt saying he stands by Walters.
He's easy to target maybe, and I think he has some social media stuff. I don't really get into all that stuff. So I know he's easy to kind of pick on a little bit. But Walters is I know his heart. And his heart is to improve education in Oklahoma.
Andy Weber, KOCO 5 News.
So this is classic Donald Trump behavior, right? Like, this guy is getting his like complete spill from like what Donald Trump would do. You're telling me Republicans who've gone to bat for you, they're now in some conspiracy to get you? Like, this is classic Donald Trump stuff. Like, no matter how much you can prove that, come on, man, come on. These are people who went to bat for you, and now you're saying they're part of the conspiracy to get you? It's giving a whole lot of guilty vibes. It just is. And listen, I am 100% sure that there are other people in that office that are ready to come out and say, I've walked in on this guy too. And here's the reason why he doesn't want to give up his devices. If they do a forensic audit of his devices, they're going to find out the dirty secrets about this dude. And you know that there are going to be dirty secrets about this dude. I mean, this is what they do. This is what we have come to expect from the conservative Christian values, family values, right side of politics. This is what they do. And I know a lot of you guys are going to say, they're not real Christians and all. I get it. Believe me, I get it. But these people go to church. They call themselves Christians. And if you have a problem with me calling them what they call themselves, you should be calling them out for that. That's it. You guys let me know in the comments what you think. Are you getting guilty vibes from him as well? Or am I just off base on this? Let me know in the comments. As always, I appreciate you guys. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in they heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.